Hey there everyone, how's it going? Tarun here. So in the previous episode, we saw about dev and prod server setup differences, the unseal and seal operations, and the policies, and we looked into the usual flow of the Vault setup. So in case you had missed that, please go back to the previous episode to catch up with everyone. Now when we come into the hands-on dev mode setup, right? So I have a Linux virtual machine running here, which is on Ubuntu Focal. Now on this machine, we are going to go ahead and set up Vault first in dev mode, and then we'll go ahead and do it in prod mode. So you may ask, if prod mode is really secure, then why do we have to even look at how to set up in dev mode, and why do we even use it? So one of the main reasons is when you want to get started quickly, when you want to just use it as some sort of development server where you don't mind about the credentials that are stored, the secrets that are stored, and only for your application development purpose, or you want to test something really quick, you start into dev mode and you jump into it. But on the servers, it's like the other way, right? We want it to be persistent and be available always, and it is not for development, right? So the production setup is entirely different, and the dev mode setup is different. So let's talk about how we can set up a Vault server on Ubuntu Focal with dev mode, right? Okay, when you go to Vault's homepage, you have this tutorials. So you click on the tutorials and you click on getting started. Here you will see a lesson known as install Vault. So click on that, and when you scroll down and choose your operating system, in my case it's Linux and it's Ubuntu, and here you will get the latest information on how to set it up, right? So that's one reason. And also the commands for this lesson, I have placed it in tarunshiv.com/vault-setup, right? So let's begin. First of all, I'll run the commands where it adds the Vault repositories, and it updates our local repositories, and it installs the Vault package, right? Let's paste it. Okay, now we will paste these two lines also. Okay, the installation is successful. So here we have run these first three commands where we add the repository, Vault repository, to our local repositories, we update it, and we install Vault package. Now we can check whether Vault has been installed or not with the command Vault. So you have to see some sort of output like this where it's like a help option, right? Now what we'll do is we'll open a new tmux session. Okay, we are inside the tmux session. Here we will start the dev server. You need to make sure you are into some sort of some sort of tmux session, tmux or screen or those kinds of apps, those kind of softwares which will run in the background even after you log out from the server, or at least you need to keep running this on a different terminal, right? Because we want to develop with this server, we want to run commands on this server, so you need to have some sort of tmux session or screen session running. Now let's run the command vault server -dev in order to quickly start with the server in the development mode. So it says here development mode should not be used in production installations, and you can see the unseal key that they have given us and the root token. We actually need them, and we will come back to them in a while. So now we can detach from this, Control B and D. Okay, we have detached from the session. Detached in the session in the sense the session is running, but we are just working say for example, actually what exactly happens here is when we detach from this tmux session, root user takes care of running that particular terminal under its name, so that when we exit here from this session, and when we exit from our user itself, it is still running, right? So it is under the root as its parent. So that's what detaching of tmux session does. Now what we can do is we'll have to export these to environment variables, which is vault underscore addr, which is for vault address, and vault underscore token, where you'll have to provide the root token in order to log in. Now you might ask, we spoke about unsealing of the server and we haven't done it yet. The reason we haven't done it yet is, if you remember, I told you for a dev server, we need not seal or unseal the server, right? It comes initialized and unsealed, and that's the reason. And we'll come to the unseal part in the setup of production server. So here in this case, we can export this vault addr, okay, and next we can export the vault token. I'll copy this command, but actually we need the vault token. So tmux attached to vault, and we will copy the root token, Control B D, and we will export vault underscore token equal to, paste the root token and hit enter. Now we can check vault status to see the status of the vault server. So we can see the seal type is Shamir and initialization is true, sealed is false, which means it has been unsealed and ready to use, and storage type is in memory, right? And total shares is 1 and threshold is 1, which means that there is only one single unseal key and you need one minimum unseal key to unseal the server, right? And HA is false. Yeah, we are gonna, in this tutorial, we are only gonna look at the setup of a standalone node. So this is fine. Now how do we log in? So vault login should take us in once we enter the token. So let's copy this token, paste it and hit enter. Awesome, we are authenticated. So you can see the token here, the token accessor, the token duration, these are all default values, what you see. And one thing you can notice here is token policies, which is root, and root is like, just you have guessed, root has all sorts of privileges and it's a very powerful user. And in production, what they recommend is, as soon as we are done with setting up the vault server and its basic things, we have to get rid of the root user is what they suggest. So that's one thing. Now we have logged in, the dev server is up and we have tested that it works. I wanted to actually go through these, go through how we create the policies and how we assign them to the various paths, and how to create different types of tokens and users. We will actually come back to that once we set up the production server, right? So let this video be only for the dev mode setup. So see you guys in the next episode, where we look into how we set up the production server. In this particular episode, we have set up the dev server. It was really simple and straightforward. Now you can actually go ahead and we have actually even logged in, so you can go ahead and enable the key value stores or the PKI store, the SSH stores, and start using them. So there is nothing more to set up in when it comes to the dev server. But in the prod server, you will see in the next episode as to how we configure it, how we pass the configuration, how we set up the TLS certs, the TLS connection, etc. So super excited to see you there in the next episode. See you there. Thank you.